going on YouTube? It's your boy Clash Masters here, and I'm back with another one from my boy Red Demon. Here to obviously cover the Summer Game Fest that took place a couple days ago. I watched it with Nightwing, but I didn't really do like a live coverage on it. We just kind of been talking about it here and there on some of our live games. And now that I have Red here, we're gonna kind of do a deeper dive discussion, have some back and forth. So there's gonna be a couple pauses, maybe rewinds and stuff like that. So if you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Also check out Red Demon's channel. You know, right now we're just we're in an interesting space of gaming. Like I was telling him, just a whole lot of new developers making these games by themselves. I thought was pretty good, pretty great, and interesting to hear, because it's almost like, well, if you don't take one person to make these games, then what about the rest of the companies? You know, the Square Enixes, your Crystal Dynamics. You know, that's usually a party of 15 or more people, but you have one person making these small independent games is saying something. You know, I thought that was cool. So, um, you know, gonna rewalk and watch the Summer Game Fest is going to be very interesting, especially with you watching it. So it's early in the morning wherever you guys may be, but here on the east coast of the map in Florida, it is 10:25, I think. Let me see. Yeah, no, 10:18. I'm sorry. It was 10:18. You know, some of us doing our wake and bake, getting our mind right. Some of us probably on the other side of the world, having a glass of something or a cold brew. So get your mind right, sit back, relax. If you guys are at work, you know, hopefully this gets you through the day. If you guys are off, get your mind right and just, you know, enjoy the entertainment. Like I said, go ahead and hit the like button on the way in, and also don't forget to subscribe. But with no further ado, I think I've rambled enough for this little intro. Red, let's just jump right into some of these games, and I think what we're gonna do is for each trailer kind of break it down, because I don't know if you've watched the thing fully start to finish. So um, yeah, bear that in mind.
How many days do I have left? 42, 41. The Faceless is here!
Don't go up there. Turn back before it's too late.
Is it lagging on your side too? On your side?
Huh? You getting some lag?
Yeah, it's lagging bad. That's what I was asking if it's lagging on your side.
Nah, it's fine on my side. Let me see if change maybe the quality some sort 1080. Let me see. Mm. Okay, so I have to pause. Were you able to watch the gameplay smoothly, or was it still lagging on that side?
It was very lagging.
Lagging.
Everything was lagging. Yeah, like the video itself on my end was lagging.
Lagging. Okay, let me see. Um, I'm gonna say this. Okay, so don't worry about too much of your side. I'll kind of guide you through it because on the StreamYard it's playing kind of smooth. Um, or
Okay.
hopefully it should get better because the reception over here is pretty good, and from what I'm
It's not
seeing
raining
on
over here.
uh, it's raining over there.
I said it's not. It's hot
Oh,
over here though. That's it.
okay. Well, hopefully they kind of adjusts itself, but no, on the StreamYard you look good. It's not too bad. The
Alrighty.
Okay, let me see. Mm.
Everyone deserves the fastest, most reliable internet speeds,
Goddamn
regardless
ads.
of where they live. With Spectrum Internet, you can.
All right, so that was Phantom Blade Zero. So I don't know if you seen the end, but I'll kind of give you a rundown, and you can play it back once we're done when I put it in post. Pretty much, it's a Souls like game, but there's a little bit more flair to it. You're doing flips, you're doing spins.
Ghost of Tsushima.
No, it's your Souls type game. It's like a Souls type game.
Mm.
But you have flips, you have spins, I guess, to kind of uh, avoid techniques. I didn't really see a roll, but I'm pretty sure it's in there. But there's a little bit more of like the acrobatic stuff, just from what I saw. Um, so you could try the world. They said like a world tour demo, which it's have a hands-on experience at these events. So June 8th and the 10th was the Summer Game Fest in Los Angeles. July 26th to 29th is China Joy. And then of course August the 21st to the 25th. Oh, I didn't know that. It's Gamescom, and then you have September 28th through the 29th at the Tokyo Game Show. So they're gonna more than likely, I have a feeling when they have these events, they're gonna show it off. I don't know if we'll get to do a live of China Joy. I'm not too sure, but if they have an event and we could go live, definitely want to give my reaction and take to that to see more of the game. But Gamescom was the next thing that they had mentioned at Game Fest, and I know about Tokyo Game Show. So the game looks good. It may be multiplayer, but it looks good. It's like Elden Ring with a little bit more of flair.
All right.
Um, yeah. So just sorry, put that on your. Sorry, getting my mind right, folks. This is why I had to close the cam and get demonetized. So um yeah. So what you could do is have like a list of just games you can kind of go back and see. Because I personally feel like I said, we've done the Elden Ring, so this is kind of like right up our alley. And
Oh yeah, plus that Elden Ring DLC comes out in 2 weeks. So
yeah, I'm gonna be co- I'm gonna be covering that as well. But like I said, we played the Elden Ring stuff, and this is definitely Elden Ring with a sense of samurai feel and vibe to it. So it's got my money. Phantom Blade Zero. Um, as time goes on, I'll definitely would want to bring you back for the channel to kind of cover that one, just because we've both done Elden Ring and we both love the samurai and we understand the samurai. So I think that's just something to kind of like be on the lookout, be on the lookout for.
yeah,
If you don't play it the first day, you can always play it later on down the road, but it has the potential to be a good game.
that's like my list of games is already. Whew.
There's listen, like there's a lot of games dropping from now all the way to almost next year. So let's get into the next one. Okay. And there goes your Monster Hunter Wild. You know,
That's I already put that on my wish list.
good. Shouts out to my boy Cal if he's seeing this. Cal, big uh Monster Hunter gamer himself, and I know we were just talking about it at work. So we're gonna rewatch it, and I want to talk a little bit more about the game. Let's go.
Over there!
Why are you here?
You can't do this alone!
We need to shake them off. Follow me. Yeah. Here it comes.
There's too many of them!
Watch out for that glove. I will draw a tire. Cover me.
You got it. Be careful.
Be ready. If we can make it to the rocks, we may lose them. As I feared, it picked up our scent.
I'll handle it. You find someplace safe.
Thank you.
Don't worry, the hunter is here. Just watch. You'll see what hunting is all about.
All right, Monster Hunter Wilds.
Which is
2025
crazy that it looks like it's only going to be a PS5 exclusive.
Okay. Now, and I'm glad you mentioned that. So, when my boy Kel, like I said, he was big in the Monster, and I told him, I was like, 2018, and now we could talk about this game, because this is a game me and both you have obviously played. Still got to complete Fatalis, but that's neither here or there. I had told him, I was like, check it. In 2018, they announced Monster Hunter World. I'll never forget that day. And it was for the PlayStation 4. So I was like, oh, it's exclusive to PS4.
That was a fun pre-order I did. It was...
And then what happened was it was no longer a PlayStation exclusive. So I was like, all right, cool. Boom. So now, fast forward, we get into Wilds. And I'm like, I think it's going to be a PlayStation 5 exclusive. Right? And I can't remember, but I think seeing it again, obviously on Games Fest, I wasn't paying attention to the bottom. I just knew it was coming out 2025. So check it. So I see him a couple days after. This happened literally Friday of just last week. And I was like, I think this game is going to be a PS5 only. He's like, no, because he has a Switch and he has Steam. And I sent him the link. And he's kind of just like, sad and going through it. But he was like, it might come to consoles later on. I'm like, yeah, it might go to, the Steam, the Switch, and stuff like that. But
for a game this big, I don't think it will be on the Switch.
Okay, well, at least PC. He could get it on Steam.
It'll be Steam, Xbox, and that, I bet, but not the Switch. Like, the Switch can't handle something. Well,
the Switch handled Witcher 3.
Yeah, but this is going to be something very bigger, Especially, this is a next gen. It's a next gen game if you look at it.
All right, so let me ask you this then. Okay, now let's talk about. We were talking about developers. Let's talk about Capcom. Why do you think Capcom puts PS PlayStation only icon and not like Xbox and Steam right off the gate?
Doesn't Capcom have more of a relationship with PlayStation with a lot of games?
Well, I mean, true, they do, but they also have actually a longer relationship with Nintendo. Remember Mega Man?
Well, you're right with Nintendo. And the thing is, there's a lot of Monster Hunter games on Nintendo that we can't get. Now we can get a certain game because remember at first we couldn't get Monster Hunter Rise. That was a Switch only.
Yeah, but then it
Uh,
came. That was a given.
then
It
it
came.
came. Then it was Monster Hunter Stories. The first one was only a 3DS exclusive. Now it got remastered. It's finally being remastered. Then you got Monster Hunter Stories 2, which is an amazing kind of game, which is like a Pokemon type of game, but it's a fun game. That's
Mhm.
coming on the PlayStation now in about next week or so. Um, so I guess it's that. But there's one game that has not came to PlayStation yet, which was Ultimate Generation. That is, it's just Switch only right now, and it states Switch only for as many years.
Yeah.
So I guess it's just very. I guess it's like testing. I guess I don't know. I know PlayStation has more is doing well with sales, and more people keep getting PlayStation. So I guess they're like, hey, let's see how the sales do for the one consoles.
True. True. Hold on. Let me get up.
Either way, I'm excited for Wilds. It looks like a big game.
Yeah.
And the one thing I'm actually surprised, voice acting for our main character, maybe.
Okay. I didn't hear him talk, but as a prediction,
I thought our main
I don't.
character
I don't
was the
know.
chick. I thought the
Was
chick was the main character.
no. I think that was the handler.
No, the chick was like that was doing some stuff. I think that was we was playing as her. Everyone was talking in that cutscene.
I don't
So,
know. You know what?
hey,
Let's. I'll say this. I'll say this. Let's say, because I don't know if Rise. I haven't played Rise yet. I don't know if Rise main character talks.
no, we do not.
Right. So
It's a
let's.
typical Monster Hunter. We do not talk. Everyone else talks. The handlers mostly talk for us. That's what Monster Hunter is mostly is.
Yeah. Hold on.
But
I'm looking to see. I'm looking. I'm looking to see if World ever did come on to the Switch because I feel like it did.
World never went on the Switch. That's a game that cannot run on the Switch. And I love Monster Hunter World. I still go back to World this day just to play it
Mhm.
because I love it.
Uh,
Same thing with Rise. I still go to Rise. A lot of games I'm going back to
I'm
because I
I'm
want to replay through it.
I'm reading it right now. It says as of at this time right now, when I open it up, it says as of May 28, 2024, there are no plans to release Monster Hunter World onto Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
So okay. Right. So Switch isn't getting this, clearly. Okay, so do you think Wilds is a continuation of World, just expanded upon? Or do you think Wilds is a whole different game?
I don't know because with a lot of Monster Hunter games, it's all connected in a world. Like the world is all together. It's just
Mm-hmm.
different locations you're going. Because in other games, you go to that said location with different people, of course. So it's like so that's how Monster Hunter kind of been. Same
Mm-hmm.
same world, just you're in a different location, of
Right.
course. Because
Okay.
because there's events from Monster Hunter World that happened in the first Monster Hunter game. You go visit that place. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's places in
Okay.
Rise you go, and yeah,
Okay. I'll say this because when Monster Hunter is definitely for the Nintendo space, right?
oh yeah.
Let's
Well, I wouldn't say
say
just the Nintendo because it came to the PlayStation, PSP. It came through a lot of stuff like that.
but it came. I remember seeing it on PlayStation 2 years ago. back in the day.
I remember the PS2, PSP.
But I don't know
did,
if it was on PS3. I don't,
it was
and
never on the PS3. No.
but I think there was only one game for Monster Hunter that was on the PlayStation 2.
I forgot the name, but I remember there's a lot. There's a lot on the Wii.
Yeah, you see it. I don't know. Went to Nintendo. Like when I think Monster
Yeah, because the
Hunter,
3DS and that too. Yeah.
I think of a catalog of games that it's just multiple entries from Nintendo. I don't see it coming
there was
to
a lot of Monster Hunter games that didn't get released to us that
right
was
in
only
Japan.
Japan exclusive. There's a lot of those.
But why do you think that would be?
Because they thought Monster Hunter would be popular in the West.
But I'm saying less
Because if you think about it, a lot of new people of course came to Monster Hunter World. A lot of people
yeah,
didn't play the old Monster Hunter.
like
So
myself.
yeah, I played the old Monster Hunters on the 3DS and the PSP. I was happy for that. But yeah, a lot of people over here in the West, we never played Monster Hunter. Oh well, some people did, and then of course back then, like I said on the PSP, you're mostly locking your fingers and jamming it, doing all
Okay.
sorts of buttons. But still, and on the 3DS as well. So a lot of people didn't get that feel of playing it. Plus, it wasn't that big announcement too. That's the thing. It was like one of those games you look at GameStop and it was just right there. It's like, hey mom, I want this game. It looks cool. And that
Right.
was me. That was me. For my for the PS2 and for my 3DS. For my 3DS, I downloaded the demo for Monster Hunter 3.
Mm-hmm.
I think 3 Ultimate it was. I gotta remember. I don't remember. But I downloaded the demo, and it's like you fight 3 monsters. That's it. That's all the demo was. You just fight 3 monsters. You get to pick, and that was it. And then I was like, ooh. And then I got the game, and I just loved it. And then, of course, my 3DS broke. I haven't touched Monster Hunter in forever, and I haven't even looked at nothing Monster Hunter until World was announced.
Okay, now we're getting into and that's the same time I got into World, and so they know.
I was in high school. I remember I was in either. I think I was in 10th grade. I was when it came out. When that game came out, I was in 10th grade.
And now after World, now we have Wilds, right? So this is definitely a game we're going to be playing, and I think that we should cover a little bit more on it, especially leaning towards more of your guidance, your knowledge of Monster Hunter. This is definitely something to cover.
Me with Monster Hunter, I like trying. I hope to see some new weapons. Like with Monster Hunter, they always add some new stuff, or sometimes they don't add new weapons, but new combat system.
Right.
So I try going the fun route.
Right. Well, how about this? 2025, like I said, this is they're probably gonna showcase a little bit more as the months go by. It's 2025. We don't know when. It could be. Remember, World came out, I think February, January, really early. 2020, I think 19 or 18, whatever. I had a picture when I first got it, first day release. But we'll definitely keep everyone posted when it's definitely any kind of Monster Hunter Wilds talks, because it is going to be a little nice trending thing, and we're coming back into pretty much the new gen for Monster Hunter. So I kind of want to mosey on to the next one.
Let's go.
Let's see. That should. And then this. Oh God.
Study the past if you would define the future.
All are architects of fate, working in these walls of time.
Let us all for death prepare, or on the last great journey fare.
Let me not then die ingloriously and without a struggle. Let me first do some great thing that shall be told among men hereafter. Each of us shall endure this world's life until the end.
Your names shall not be lost.
So it shall be.
So it shall be.
Okay, coming 2025. I'm gonna kill this thing. I'm not a big fan of this. Um, that I felt like should have not even been on the game trailer card. That's filler. Not knocking no one who plays this game at all, but I gotta voice my opinion. I gotta kind of like, I want to say body it, but just be like, I should have on Power Wash Simulator for the game of the month on this. And I think during the Saber talks, like now I could really sit here and say, nobody was looking forward for this, watching it live. Nobody was hyped about Civilization. Nobody, I don't know if motherfuckers is talking about it, but this is a game you give the Xbox for the freebie and you just market it once the trailer fest is first day, third day, and that's it. You know,
Yeah.
I don't think no one's jumping up and down saying, "Oh my god," Civilization 6 or whatever. Like, you mean to tell me we got show Phantom Blade, a Souls-like game with more edge and samurai-esque stuff. We got to Monster Hunter Wilds, which a lot of people like myself coming from World getting, gonna be playing this game. Obviously, gonna be doing Rise and kind of compare Rise to World, and then going to Wilds. It would be more of that new gen kind of budget art style stuff like that to giving us fucking Civilization. Like, come on. Like, nobody needed this game. This game could have just been on the back burner. Like, could have been on the back burner. You don't really need to, oh, I need to showcase Civilization so people could play, like, no. And the thing is, I don't know if it's an indie company. I'm not sure. I don't even want to look. If it is, I feel like that game should have just been showcased after the fest, straight up, because there's better indie games in my opinion. So like, I'm just like, nah, bro, that ain't it. That ain't it. Like, and when you watch the rest of the trailers, you're gonna see what I mean. Coming 2025, like no one's gonna be waiting for this 2025. Monster Hunter's coming out 2025.
Yeah, that's the one I'm interested in.
Monster Hunter's coming 2025. We just seen Monster Hunter. You give us two good trailers, and then you're giving us like a mediocre trailer. Come on. You know I'm looking out for that. Let's go to the next one.
A friend needs a little something stolen.
Let's raise the stakes, shall we?
Hold tight!
We should get moving.
Okay. That went by very quick. Star Wars Outlaws.
Outlaw is a game I need to see more of.
Uh-huh.
It kind of got my hook a little bit because
Mhm.
it is, I do love Star Wars and that, and it's like we're going from we're not a Jedi, so
Right.
it does look
Um,
it does look pretty
mhm.
interesting. It looks
Right.
very open world,
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I need to see more of like what we're gonna be doing.
Okay, so I'm very heavy into the Star Wars ideology. I understand the expanded universe and Disney got it and whatnot. Um, Watching Acolyte and seeing this game and hearing some pretty interesting stuff about Jedi Survivor after the little update. Um, do you think this game, just this game, we're only going to talk about this game. Do you think this game will have good momentum for it being obviously a Star Wars brand and bringing that Star Wars universe into that without having a Jedi, a Sith, or anything? You're a bounty hunter. You're a woman. You have a companion and a robot, and you have a ship, and you're taking on missions. Do you see this game from Ubisoft as well? Do you see this
Yeah, because it's
game
no longer EA. So
right? It's no longer taking people's money.
I mean Ubisoft sometimes at the moments, but Ubisoft they Ubisoft had their goods and bads with games.
I think let me get back on EA. I think EA was just trying to use Star Wars as a
I
uh,
gave up. I gave
I
up
need
on
I
buying
need
any.
give us money to fund our company. We're scraping
give,
the bottom of the bucket.
give us more money for Madden.
Exactly. That's where all it went to. And yeah, now that they don't have Star Wars, it's by Ubisoft. Check this out. I know there is like it had showed that there's supposed to be an event, I believe, from them. Oh, and it just happened. An official trailer. They're supposed to be showing something from Ubisoft, from Star Wars today. Um, I think it was Ubisoft. Let me see.
I will give Outlaw a nice chance because it does look interesting. I do
Mhm.
love being a Jedi, but I guess going from a different way from being a Jedi is a pretty interesting choice.
Okay.
Because like you said, a bounty hunter, what we're gonna be doing in that? Are we helping? Are we just doing our own things? We're helping rebels. Are we kind of can we do like both sides of a
Of
help
thing.
the empire?
Here's my thing. If you ask me personally, and like I said, just my truest thing of this game, there was supposed to be a Boba Fett game where you play as Boba Fett, right? And
Oh,
that got scrapped, right? So since Boba Fett was already a bounty hunter, you would still play as a bounty hunter. And if I'm not mistaken, Mandalorian is doing very good. They kind of like the idea of it. They didn't want to rip too much of Mando. And I felt like going the bounty hunter route was the safest place because you're not doing Mandalorian. You could run into Mandalorian people more than likely. And here's the thing: I think this game you're going to run into Mandalorian. We're going to run into Force users, not Jedi, Force users. We're going to see Force users, and that's fine. We might run into a little bit of some witches. I could see it kind of opening up a layer of things. Just because I'm not too sure where that. Well, no, just looking at that Android, I think this takes place a little bit during the purge. Order 66 already had happened. Um,
okay.
I haven't really dived into much of the whole idea of the story. Like for acolytes, I wanted to go in there with an open mind. I knew it was during the High Republic, so I gave it a shot. With Mando, it's a little bit after that. Okay, Return of the Jedi, what's going on before the trilogies. So, but with Outlaws and seeing just the character designs and how it looked, I'm like, I like it, and it's a game, and I feel like it's gonna tie into some Star Wars stuff, but I don't need it to. Playing Jedi Survivor and no playing Fallen Order, and then seeing how that would work, perfect. And I would love to see Kyle
Fallen Order was
Kestis,
a fun game.
and I would love to see Kyle Kestis on the live action. This bounty hunter, seeing her in live action would be dope, but I'm not really holding water for it. I just want them to expand more of like that field and just that universe and how they're able to have access to do things, and you're not running from the Republic or running from the Empire or the First Order. You're not running away from nothing. You're going freely as a bounty hunter, so you don't have no wanted. I mean, you could probably get wanted, but it's not as like, oh, he's a Jedi, get him. You know, you can move more freely.
Yeah, I wonder if they have like your like you got the good path, bad path. I want to see if they do something like
Right.
that.
I think they. I don't know if Ubisoft is known to do that, but I'm pretty sure they might have something of a mechanic of that, um, which to me would be interesting. But I'm curious to see the
Take
story.
missions mostly from
Yeah,
Java.
yeah. You know, I'm curious to see some of the missions, optional missions, and really any bosses, because that's one thing you gotta have to look at. You're gonna have to get hit with some sort of obstacle. There will be puzzles, yeah, but I hope it's very not too like
Oh yeah, I want to see
crazy.
what type of weaponry we will have.
Yeah, because here's the
Yeah, because
thing. Like I said,
I don't think I'm gonna like just a pistol and a grenade. I don't know.
yeah,
You can't mess with that.
you might get some, like I said, new weapons, maybe new armor sets. Like they're not gonna show too much, but they show like you get a lot of nice goodies, and that's why I look at it from a standpoint like this is gonna take time during a time when I don't know. I think um you know, the empire's already here type shit, but
Okay.
I could be wrong. The ship looks cool, the characters look pretty dope. I don't know if they're gonna add more people in, or I don't know if they're gonna leave it like that. Star Wars, from just playing Jedi Fallen Order, they had a kind of like a little nice small roster. You know, you had Cal Kestis, you had the other Jedi Knight, you had the Witch Sister, and you had the pilot, and then of course you had BB-8. So you know, it's a Star Wars trope. They're always gonna have their little tech, their little, you know, this is my little tech. But I
Yeah.
think, from what I saw in this one, I could be
I
wrong.
hope it's a big open. I hope it is a big open world. That's what I hope. Because from the trailer, it looks like you can explore a lot. So I'm hoping it is.
It should be. It should be a more open world. Like Jedi was more linear slash open world, but I think this is going to be more open
Yeah,
world.
with Jedi, it's open, but it's still a set path.
Yeah, it's still linear. You know, you just have a little bit more room. I'll say room to level up.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I look at it. Like you could always go back here, grind up, and do this and do that. Um, you know, so with this is gonna, when I think of open world, I'm thinking of like an Outer Worlds, Final Fantasy 7, just that kind of freedom, you know, because remember, you're not a Jedi and you're not a Sith, you're a bounty hunter, so you have a little bit more free place to roam and to do things. And I wonder what the stats look like. If you're a bounty hunter, you could, you know, work your way to get this for a cheaper price, or you know, finesse this situation. Because that would be very interesting ways to play the game. So, but anything, it's not made by Respawn. But and that's one thing where you have to look at it like, okay, Respawn's doing this, and Ubisoft's doing that, and they're both making Star Wars games. So now it's going to come down to those two, because you know they're both single player games.
All right. On to the next one.
For sure, for sure. But yeah, Star Wars. When I finish Acolyte, because I need to actually might what I might do at this point is I want to watch Acolyte, and I'm going to cover it as a season as a whole, because I don't really know too much of the High Republic. But I will say right now, at the time of this recording, Acolyte, I could see where Phantom Menace in it where it begins. I could see where the fuck up begins. Acolyte really kind of pokes holes and indicates that whole situation. But I was like, maybe the first episode, but I want to explore more of it. And once I finish that, I definitely want to jump into Jedi Survivor, probably talk more about obviously the game and Acolyte while I'm playing Jedi Survivor, and then just talk about my thoughts of like Jedi Survivor compared to Fallen Order and the Acolyte. And by then, hopefully, we get the game, because it's going to be, I think, August.
We have
So.
a long list to go. We need to speed blitz a lot of this.
All right.